the further this arc progresses within Black Clover, the more things really are not only kind of filled out within the story of things set up early on or even in the arc prior to this, but also just content in general being added. And what I mean by that is, after we saw the conversation that this demon, who we don't have a name yet for, having a conversation with not Asta, but the demon within his grimoire, and oddly enough, saying specifically that he doesn't know what demon he is. And I think that is a very important thing that probably slipped under the rug with a lot of the things in recent chapters. You know, people have been paying more attention with the fact that he's, you know, the Dark Elves, the creation of the of how a Black Clover works, a 5-leaf Clover Grimoire, as well as just how exactly is this going to play out with this demon. To notice the fact that he's obviously referring to that there are more of these demons. And with that question, how many Black Clovers are there? And how many are we going to really see? In not just in the Clover Kingdom, is there an equivalent to it in the Diamond Kingdom, or the Heart Kingdom, or the Spade Kingdom? Are we going to see potentially more Black Clovers, or their equal in the other kingdoms throughout the story? Are they going to all have anti-magic, or is it going to be something of their own significance? Because the very interesting thing when he's saying, you know, when he's referring to the demon, is he's saying, I don't know what demon you are, which obviously isn't just him saying, I don't know who you are, is what demon, as in they represent something. This demon seems to have this weird ability to manipulate reality around him with his words, and so that would make sense of how Asta has this very unique power with his grimoire as the anti-magic grimoire, and how exactly that's going to go. Maybe the demons are called forth being related to something of the magic spell that is kind of the attribute of the book. And with that, I'm not only wondering of how many we're going to get, but also if this is going to be in itself a much larger threat. I can only really compare it to, I think the easiest one would be something like the Akatsuki from Naruto. You have this villainous group made up of all the worst criminals of all the different villages, all banding into one group. Are we going to get that for Black Clover? Is there going to be not just Black Clover characters, but if there are equivalents to that from other kingdoms in their own group? What are they doing? What are they up to? Is this demon, is he in kind of all this setup for him, all just for him? Is there something larger at play? Because, you know, obviously we don't know what his plans are. All we know is that he wants to get a body, but to do what going forward? Is he trying to bring out the other demons? What exactly is their goal? It's a large, very large view of so many things that could happen that we haven't gotten much to, obviously, as it's fresh, but it's so interesting to speculate on. And with that, I really want to share this kind of very interesting find within these last few chapters, because it could add a whole new element to the story. Obviously, we've had so far this warring kind of state between the kingdoms, as well as this independent group that wanted to establish itself as a kingdom, only to what we found out, the Eye of the Midnight Sun wasn't really trying to establish a kingdom, it was trying to resurrect one with the elves. And now it might even become some maybe further controlled group. How do we know that there aren't more demons for each different racial group? Because guessing from the fact that dwarves exist now, they could easily be the, you know, the magical creature for where the Diamond King used to be, and they could have their own story. Maybe there's a demon controlling from the shadows of each kingdom. We don't know. It's a very, very interesting concept to bring, and especially when you look at something like Tabata's heavy inspirations for Black Clover. He has a lot of within it that he takes from, you know, his strong love of Berserk, you know, the series Berserk, very, very famous, very well acclaimed manga. And one of the interesting things about them when you look at it is out of the real big demons within the series, the 5 God Hand, they were 4 demons that ended up finding their king, their ruler, through, pretty much the whole plot. I won't go into spoilers, but could this be a similar case? Maybe there were multiple demons set up within Black Clover, and the 5th demon, instead of being their savior, was who would ultimately be their destruction, a betrayer, that being the demon within As's grimoire, the anti-magic demon. And it just really makes me curious of how this is going to go down further for the series. Because I always had the idea that we'd find out eventually why there is the Black Clover Grimoire, why is it so special, but I didn't really think there was going to be really the chance of there being multiple of them, and probably all having their own strange abilities from some demon that resides within them, being a very interesting concept to bring about. The same thing with what could be special about Asta is not only the demon within the grimoire, if he is a traitor to the other demons, then that could be similar to Asta. Maybe the other carriers of a Black Clover grimoire, or whatever the equivalent of that is for other kingdoms, is maybe they're going to side with the demons, whereas Asta does not want to. And we could see what exactly is, their reasoning and how everything goes about for them versus how Asta's stances are. And it just is such a very, very widening kind of theory with this series of what we're going to get, because Tabata has just been opening up all these new doors recently. And I think this is what I believe to be the biggest one that has had the least amount of attention and least amount of focus. Because everybody else, from what I've really been reading, has been paying a lot of attention to the obvious character progression, the really cool fights, the reveal of this demon, the reveal of how 5-leaf grimoires are made, of the Black Clover grimoires are made, all these different things, but not really questioning of what is the level of influence these demons have had, how many are there, how many we're going to see, and what are they overall going to play as a role in the story. And that is, I think, something that holds a lot of potential moving forward, because Tabata has shown that he's thought ahead of a lot. Like, there's so many things within this arc you can tell that he thought of from the beginning. And I think that he has so much more planned ahead and so much more already planted within the story that we might not have even noticed that will come to fruition down the years. And that is just what I really wanted to share with you guys. So give me your opinions and your takes in the comment section below. What do you think? How many demons do you think there are? How do you think they're going to play further in the series? I kind of like that parallel of a demon who, out of the 5, instead of being the savior, their leader is their betrayer, the destroyer of them. And it just is such a fun concept that when we see how many things Tabata has really played with along the way and with the story that are playing out now, and really what we're going to get further down the line. So like I said, drop a comment below on how your take of all this, and I'd really appreciate it if you would thumbs up the video, befriend the like button and the subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But other than that, I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.